All right, the market's beginning to move up a little bit more. We're up 1/3% with a 57-point gain. Look at the price of oil this morning, down to 93.27, way down, $1.30. Maybe that's got something to do with the Financial Times headline. Front page, U.S. set for top of petroleum league amid shale boom. We're going to surpass Saudi Arabia as of very soon. The share price of Ford Motor Company is clearly under pressure. It's down 2%. It's cut its profit outlook for the year. It's going to make $1.5 billion less. Down she goes. 14 on Ford. Toyota, it's recalling 690,000 pickup trucks over rear suspension problems. Springs could fracture because of corrosion. That could lead to a puncturing of the fuel tank. Not good news, but Toyota's down 3 cents. That's it. Let's get to that economic disconnect theme we have. Rosy spin from the president versus the grim reality on the ground. I got some proof for you. 23% of workers, about 1 in 4, in their prime working age, 25 to 54, they're either unemployed, they're not looking for work, they have zero paycheck. Nothing's coming in the door. CKE Restaurants CEO Andy Puzder, he's with us. Andy, why are you not hiring these people?
Well, Stuart, I don't want to mislead people. We are building restaurants in the United States, but not nearly at the clip that we could or other people in our industry could. First of all, you have the Department of Labor that's out there trying to turn our general managers into hourly employees as opposed to salaried employees with incentive bonuses, paying them for time spent rather than time well spent. We've got energy costs going up. While oil is down, we're going to shut down coal plants, the EPA is, which is going to drive up everybody's energy costs at a time where our energy costs should be going down because of the abundance of carbon fuels in the United States. So the war on carbon fuels hurts. Obamacare is driving up the cost of medical coverage, which drives up labor costs. The government is threatening to take the minimum wage up 40%, which again will take up labor costs. The president raised taxes on individuals in 2012, which covers pass-through entities. Most of our franchisees are operating as pass-through entities, so their taxes are up. Regulatory costs are way up because regulations under this administration have really been excessive. And finally, we've got the NLRB trying to really destroy the franchise business model by turning franchisors into joint employees with their franchisees. So the industry really is under attack and could be growing, could be creating jobs, but it's very difficult in this environment to project a profit when you've got the government doing so many things to keep your profits down.
Andy, I promised our viewers a long list of reasons why you've got problems with the labor market, and that was certainly a very long list. But the president would say it's fair. It's fair to raise the minimum wage. It's fair to regulate capitalism. It is fair to regulate the workplace. Is it?
Well, there's a lot of different issues in there. Certainly, there's some regulations that are very, very essential. The government's job under the Constitution is to protect interstate commerce, and we want the government out there protecting commerce. The problem is that they're overprotecting it to the point where we've gone to central planning and they're restricting growth, whereas the free market should be determining what products people buy, where they buy them, how much they buy. That's what guided our economy for so many years and so successfully. On the minimum wage, look, you could increase the minimum wage, but you got to understand some jobs just aren't worth $10 or $15 an hour. I started out scooping ice cream at Baskin-Robbins for $1.25 an hour. There's no way that was worth $10 an hour, even in today's market. And if you cause labor costs to go up for a job that doesn't produce economic value to the business owner, they're going to cut back on those jobs any way they can. You see a lot of automation. You see it in banks. You see it in grocery stores. You see it in gas stations. And more recently, you see it in restaurants and airports. So there are ways to cut labor back. And if you price people out of the market, that's what's going to happen. So if you were going to seriously increase the minimum wage, you'd look at the effect on businesses. You'd do it incrementally and in smaller amounts. You'd understand that it isn't just heads of families that are hurt by this. You also hurt entry-level employees, high-risk kids that need these entry-level jobs. You price them out of the market. And geographically, you've got a 4.9% unemployment rate in San Francisco, 11.1% in Stockton, which is like 80 miles away, or Fresno, and you got to realize geography matters. So there are ways to increase the minimum wage. The way the president's talking about, I think, is mostly political, not really economic, and it'll hurt us.
All right, last one, and I've got 20 seconds. The president says we're better off now. The country is better off now than we were when he took office, January of 09. 20 seconds. You agree with that?
Well, in some ways we are, but you look at labor participation. If the labor participation rate were the same today as it was when he took office, unemployment would be 10.3%. We've created 6.5 million jobs, but the employable population's gone up by 13 million people. So no, we're not better off. The numbers may look better, but numbers can lie, and the unemployment rate is not a very reliable number in this economy. So I do disagree with the president.
Right.
And you look at the polls, so do the American people.
Yes, they do. They do. By the way, the TV ratings dropped when the president appeared on 60 Minutes on Sunday night, dropped precipitously when he was on. All right, Andy, I'm sorry.
I wish people had listened to that interview.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Stuart.
Thank you, Andy.